push to find anyone in the wine world who doesn't know who Tony Bish is. So imagine my excitement when I got to come here to the Urban Winery in Hawke's Bay to talk to the man himself.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Tell me, this is a bit special.
Yeah, it's a bit of a first for New Zealand, certainly. It's called the Golden Egg Chardonnay, and it's made in these beautiful concrete egg fermenters, which I fell in love with after seeing them in magazines and travelling. So the guys that were making wines with eggs were making really good wines across the board. They were not mass producing, they were more artisan. So I came back thinking I really want to have a crack at making...
a crack?
Yeah.
Was that intentional?
This roll so easily.
There's so many egg puns.
But the cost of freighting, 2.2 tonne of concrete across from the nearest port was prohibitive.
Yeah.
So approached a local guy who makes water tanks and things and said, look, here's the idea. Can you do these? And he said, yeah, sure. And he probably kicks himself now because, there's a paddock full of broken eggs. It's like making an omelette. You can't do it without cracking eggs. We made the first ones in the country. And we're selling them to other wineries now, to other passionate winemakers. And we're into the Australian market this year. So, because no one's making eggs in Australia. So we see a gap in the market for not only the winemaking side, but for also spreading innovation. Which I'm passionate about innovation. So.
What does the egg give us? What's the difference?
In two words, these are yeast machines. Sort of self-running. It's like this perpetual motion goes on inside an egg. Where you get currents, convection currents that occur because of the outer layer of wine against the skin being a different temperature to the inner core. And so you get this sort of passive motion inside an egg, and because it's egg-shaped. Those vortex currents kind of work and keep moving. Whereas in a stainless steel upright tank, this doesn't happen. You get stratification.
It's
so these don't stratify, they move.
Wow.
And so the yeast is always kept in suspension, and they literally do not settle. The wine stays cloudy coming out of these, all year. And then the other thing that's the second part of that uniqueness is that from the meridian point down, hold this, Mary.
Yes.
From the midpoint down, the egg, of course, is tipping, inwards. The only vertical part of an egg is the point in the middle. It's either, leaning inwards from the top or down to the bottom.
Right.
And so yeast then clings to the bottom half of the tank because it's rough textured, it's not vertical, and when you rack an egg, there's a tide line around the middle here. Above it's grey concrete, as you'd expect. They're unlined, just concrete. And then from the meridian down, completely yellow, golden yellow colour. With the yeast, so it's a huge surface area exposed to the wine. So you get the two yeast effects working.
So what does it mean in the glass? What does that mean for the wine that we consume?
It means that you get this incredible texture.
Yeah.
So extremely sublime, soft, silky thread of texture through the palate. And so it's just like heaven on the tongue. And the other thing you get, because 70 mil thick concrete, you don't get much oxygen going through that.
Sure.
So we use quite oxidative juice handling techniques and get plenty of oxygen into the juice so that the ferment is nice and robust. And so the purity of fruit is totally preserved.
Wow.
So you get this combination of pure Chardonnay and then this amazing sublime textural quality. So it's next level Chardonnay, guys.
There is nothing wrong with anything you just said. That is amazing. Well, let's give it a swirl.
You just get that purity of Chardonnay expression, not not influenced by lots of oak. I mean, I loved oak Chardonnay. They're a different style. It's a different category. But for this, it's the fruit. It's the vineyard, coming through really, really strongly.
Look at it. Oh my goodness. That is insane. It is so... The strange thing is, though, there appears to be oak characteristics in it, but it doesn't...
It's not. It's
what is that we're tasting?
High solids juice ferments. So we're getting a little bit of that, reduction. Which gives you a little bit of that struck match flintiness that people associate with toasty oak sometimes. We're getting fruit-derived richness. And then, with the egg keeps that little reduction nicely because it's not oxidizing at all. So you get this real complexity. Which,
it is superb. It is absolutely supreme. Golden Egg is available, but it is not available for long because this is one that sells out for you all the time.
Yeah, in fact, we've just sold out of the 16 and the 17 release will be Easter time, I'm thinking. Why not? Easter egg?
We're going to just sit here and create an endless amount of egg puns. It is a beautiful Chardonnay. Thank you for sharing it with me.
You're very
and
welcome.
cheers.
Cheers.